Sup, bitch. So, I made another Celestials hero, and this time, wait, the sun's on the screen a bit again, but I can't help that. This time, his name is Weaponmaster, aka Rico Alsevero. So, Weaponmaster, aka Rico over here, is a tech type character, and I know he looks like a villain, but he's supposed to be a hero. I'll explain in a moment. So this guy, his attacks, basically he's the gadget guy of the group in Celestials. He's basically the dude that has like technology that lets him store like weapons. To summarize it, basically little cubes and stuff, and then he can make them pop out of nowhere. So he has like a whole arsenal of gadgets and things he always has on him. And he has like a bunch of things to store it in. So basically, this dude can whip out a gadget for most situations to help him, but not to the point where it'd be overpowered. And his favorite weapon is a gun, and so basically he would mostly use his gun, and then also switch between like an axe, a baseball bat, like little gadgets, drones. Maybe his gun could also like shoot different things. And wait, what else do I have to summarize? Oh yeah, and to summarize the backstory, he's basically a humanoid alien who landed on Earth and got taken in a foster family basically, and started doing like a whole weapon business and became like the best person in the competition, and then joined the hero force and basically used his own weapons. Oh yeah, and also he's supposed to be Inferno's best friend, but I'm not actually 100% sure if I would use him as like Inferno's best friend. But that could definitely be the case, so to keep this in mind, is this is probably like a pretty important character, because he would be with Inferno all the time in that case, together with like Frost Knight and Air Force. Okay, so basically, first of all, for his attacks. So you can see he has like a gun with multiple buttons on it. So the way this would work is he also has a chip on the back of his head that lets him control his own technology with his brain, kind of like a neural link. And then in his chest, he actually so on his eyes, he has like this little visor, if you look closely, to help him like aim at things, and like maybe the thing has like ChatGPT and he can like analyze things or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, also, real quick, go to the link in the description to support me on Patreon. And then in his chest he installed his own hero crystal, so basically heroes get like that green magical crystal, like I said in the previous video, that they can pull out at any time, and it's useful for like teleporting around the world to get where they need to be, to basically communicate with other heroes, and it has like a bunch of purposes. And this guy personally installed it into his chest, and it would probably have a bunch of uses. But it is... man, this is hard to explain. You know what? Let's maybe also just start with his power. So, I need to really think to explain it, to make it all link up chronologically. So, where would I begin? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna start with the backstory. So, so Rico over here, he's basically like a humanoid alien, like I said, and he would land in a meteorite on Earth like a while ago, as like a sort of like a baby alien, and he would be found by a bunch of people, and then he would be taken into a foster home where he would be adopted by two very loving parents with a bunch of siblings. And as you can see, he's kind of like humanoid, but you can also tell he's not fully human. He's clearly like supposed to be like an alien-like creature. And the way this would work is the meteorite would be, you can tell he's like red eyes, right? So that's kind of like a part of his power. The meteorite would have like a strange symbol on it, and it would be like glowing with red crystals and stuff. And basically, we don't really get to know where Rico exactly comes from, because there's like multiple alien planets and Celestials, but later on there are actually other characters who possess a link of this power as well. So basically this guy comes from a planet where there is this special power called Ultras, and well, is it just me or does Ultra sound like something that comes out of Marvel? I don't know. Anyway, So he has a power in his body called Ultras, and his version he could just literally called it Rico Ultras. So the way this works is this like an alien power from another from another planet that lets him convert energy sources into other kinds of energy sources, but all within the same strand. So the way this would work practically is say let's say for example he gets wait, how do I explain this? For example, he uses it in his technology. He would be able to convert electricity into fire, for example. So let's say you electrocuted him. Because he has the power within his body, he would be able to basically electrocute you back. No. If you electrocuted him, he would be able to maybe like burp out fire for a bit or like spew out fire out of his hands. But it wouldn't be regular fire, it would be the same red color as his eyes. So you can tell it's kind of like he can convert things into other sources as long as it's like that red like ultras kind of version. So pretty cool, and he would basically incorporate this in his technology. And with his Rico Ultras, he would discover that he can use it for teleport abilities. And he would also mix it in with a hint of oh wait, that's not good. You would also mix it in with a hint of advanced technology where you basically get to store things into even littler parts. So kind of like in those sci-fi movies where someone pulls like a gadget out of nowhere. Maybe he'd have it like stored into little cubes and then it would pop out and like turn into a weapon or something. So pretty cool. And so basically this guy would use this teleport technology and this like makeshift like gadget technology where you can store something into smaller areas to basically make like the best gadgets in the country. He would basically become like the best weapon creator out there, and he would be very well known for it. And so he would basically start a business, and he would become like the most famed weapon seller for like heroes and stuff, and for policemen. And he has a lot of good technology that he made all by himself. So very revolutionary. And then after a few years of being in this business, he would want to move on to the hero force. He would want to actually be in combat. And so he would literally just start using his own weapons, but of course like his favorite ones. And he would just use all of his tech and incorporate it together with his Rico Ultras powers. And then he would basically kind of customize his own body, kind of like with implants and stuff to make everything seem to work together seamlessly. So, for example, like I said, he has a brain chip at the back of his head, kind of like a Neuralink. So if he loses control with his hands over his weapons, he can still mind control them. So pretty cool. Let's say, for example, a villain takes his weapon and like points it at him. He could make the weapon like magically like turn around and shoot the villain in the face. So that would be pretty funny. And also, wait, what else could he do? He has, for example, he has a little, well, you can't see it here, but he has like a little bracket, like a little metal plate on his arm that's like an implant. And he can basically, you have to remember, if this was an actual character in the show, it's a bit hard to explain all the details of his weapons right now. But you can imagine in the moment, like depending on the situation, he would just pull some gadget out or some weapon out and just do something really cool and it would fit in. But now we have to literally like come up with ideas of what he could do. But so basically he would have like a little metal implant on his arm that he could enable whenever he wants to, which would let him convert energy. So let's say, for example, he has a bunch of energy stored up in his body, and he can't really control it very properly, so it's more for like an area damage effect. Let's say there's a bunch of criminals around him, and he can destroy the area around him. He would push like a button on the implant on his arm, and he would basically use all the converted energy in his body, turn it into electricity, and basically like Pikachu, he would electrocute the whole like room. But he would also hurt himself a little bit with it, so it would come at a cost. Then he implanted his hero crystal in his chest to maybe also use for energy conversion, and you can kind of tell he makes everything incorporate seamlessly. Then he has a visor on his eye to make him, like I said, to help him aim and stuff. And then the gun, I'm kind of repeating myself, but I have to start somewhere to explain everything. So if you can see, like the gun, it has a bunch of buttons, right? And so he could mind control this, but he could also manually use the buttons on his gun to give it different functions. So let's say he wants to shoot a laser out of his gun. Instead of a regular bullet, he would press one of the buttons and then it would turn into laser gun. So you can tell this would have a lot of cool uses. Maybe he could shoot a chain to grapple hook lasers. It could maybe shoot... what else could it shoot? Maybe like frost bullets that freeze everything you would shoot at. And also, by the way, this is not his only gun. He actually has another one of this one in his other pocket. And wait, what else does he have? He also has this backpack. Well, you can't see it very properly here because it's on his back, duh. But he has this backpack. It's like a metal box basically with like openings. And like I said, he can use like teleport technology to also like teleport a weapon into his hand, for example. And this technology would be stored in his backpack, so he could like open up like a bunch of things out of the backpack. It's like a block, and it would like open up, and cool sci-fi stuff would pop out, and then he could like teleport a weapon into his hand, for example. And then also you could imagine. He just has a lot of gadgets just in his jacket, and also in the backpack. You can pull them out at any time. His gun can do a lot of different functions. Maybe he has like a mini drone that could go around to scan the area. Lots of cool things he could do. Wait, so I'm thinking for his backstory, what else I could mention? Is there anything from his backstory? Oh yeah, also, there would probably be another villain. Well, like a criminal a bit later on in the show. It would be kind of like a yellow monster, like a really big yellow monster, and he would also have another version of Ultras, so he comes from like the same planet as Rico, and he doesn't really know where that is from, so this would be pretty interesting. And the monster would like pop out in one of the episodes or something, and basically he would have another version of Ultras. It's a bit differently. It works a bit different than converting energy like Rico does. It would maybe have to do something more with converting energy into water and ice. I think I'm not exactly sure, and maybe like kinetic energy as well. So that's something cool to think about. Of like Rico seeing a variation of his own powers used in another monster that comes from like the same planet. And what else do I have to say about him? Okay, I'm thinking for his attacks. Like I said, you could imagine if this guy was like in an actual show, he would just have a lot of things on him to use for every occasion. So you can kind of make up your mind on your own what that would look like. And he mostly... Wait, so like I said, he mostly uses guns and he would be very good with them. He would shoot very fast and stuff. He would have amazing aim. He would use gadgets. He would use also an axe. He would use a sword, a baseball bat... just anything he feels like, basically. And that's kind of why he's called Weaponmaster, because he has like a lot of things he can just pull out of nowhere and just start using whenever he feels like it. And maybe it would be better to analyze his design for now, because he looks a bit confusing. I know he looks like a villain, but he's supposed to be a hero. The reason he looks like a villain is because he has naturally dark colors. His jacket is also like almost black. And then he looks so angry because this would be maybe... he's not necessarily like nonchalant or anything. But let's say he's in battle, he would look angry. So I kind of imagined this like as a cool pose. And so you can tell he's like a humanoid alien. That's like dark gray in skin color. He has a mustache, and I didn't quite get the face shape the way I wanted it to look. His face is actually supposed to look a bit different, but I couldn't draw it correctly. So basically he has like a praying mantis like head, and he would have teeth underneath the hoodie thing. And so his eyes glow red because of Rico Ultras, like I discussed. And I was actually thinking of making the crystal in his chest red as well, but then I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cooler if I instead made that like the hero crystal implanted in his chest, so that's green. But maybe I'll change my mind on that. Then here he has like a belt that could maybe store something cool in there as well, like some kind of gadget. I don't know what would be in there, except for his crotch. But so you can tell he's rocking kind of like an almost like Hitman cowboy style, like dark and edgy clothing. But I just thought it looked cool. So he has like a big dark gray jacket with like shoulder stuff as well. Then here he has his backpack with his metal box on his back. And then he has like a cowboy hoodie and like a hat. He has his visor on his eye. He has a mustache. Um, then here he has a necklace, and on the inside would be a picture of his parents, well, his adopted parents, but you get the drill. Then here you can see there's like scars on his chest from the implant, and also he would, like I said, he would give implants to himself. Cool thing actually would be he would have, because he's such like good with gadgets and stuff and technology, he would have like a surgery room specifically for himself, where he'd basically put his consciousness into a little robot at the moment, so then he could literally perform surgeries on himself, and that's why he has like scars on his chest, because he has to open himself up every now and then. Pretty cool. Then he's literally just naked underneath the jacket. He doesn't wear like a top. This is to help with the energy conversion, like to shoot out electricity and stuff, and it also just looks badass. Then he has like a gold decorated old school style like sci-fi gun. It's kind of like a mix of two. It's like you can tell he's a tech guy, but he also has style. Like he looks kind of vintage, but like sci-fi at the same time. I think it looks really cool. So he has like this gold plated gun, like I said. Then some grey pants, some almost like leathery, like cowboy like. Oh, wait. That's not good. Cowboy like boots, and then he has like those little things on the back. I'm thinking what else would he have? So yeah, he would also have like a pocket. Oh wait, I forgot to mention. Yeah, he has pockets in his jacket with like gadgets hidden as well. But I forgot to mention he has 4 arms. So you can't see them right now, but he has actually 2 tinier arms hidden in his jacket right now. And he could. I thought it would be useful, since he's like a gadget guy, that he has 4 arms. But those are like tinier, and he hides them in his jacket. But he can actually pull them out whenever he wants to and use them to like hold something. That would actually be really cool. I forgot to mention he has 4 arms. Okay, what else does he have? He would also probably some cool traits about him, because he's like alien-like. He would probably sleep like a bat upside down. You can tell he is like almost humanoid. While his feet would also have be like insects. He would have like feet with like 2 big like claws on them instead of toenails. And he would also be able to have a little bit slightly poisonous spit. So if he really wanted to, he could pull down the hood on his face, and he could like bite someone and like poison them basically. And his blood would be, wait, what color would his blood be? Well, maybe just regular red, but you could tell he has like kind of alien features to him. Yeah, I could also imagine if he was best friends with Inferno, you would see a lot of cool interactions where they would fight together. This guy would be like jumping around everywhere, shooting people, and like throwing out using gadgets. He could also like jailbreak puzzles and stuff with his gadgets. So pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about this character. I'm sorry if my rambling was a bit confusing, because there was a lot of things to talk about him in no chronological order. So it was a bit confusing, but I think you get the drill. Cool gadget guy. And yeah, that's about it for the most part. Yoink. Okay, I'm probably gonna go pre-record another video after this, because St. Nicholas is coming up, and that's about it for the most part. See you next one. Bye, bitch.